dripping tub driving you crazy? Stay tuned. I'll show you step by step how to make this repair and keep your water bill from going up and up. Welcome back to our channel, Plumbing Made Easy. Today we are tackling the repair of a two-handle tub shower valve that's been dripping. Now the first thing you gotta do is turn off the water to the house and open up a faucet to relieve the pressure in those lines. And next, as you can see, you wanna pop those handle covers off, maybe using a utility knife or something like that. Something that won't scratch up the handles. And as you can see, there's a little center screw in the handles. Pop those off and remove the handles. And next, you can see those little chrome sleeves. You want to just pull those off. They should come off by hand. You can use a little bit of WD-40 if needed. Now, because this is an older house, I guess maybe like 70s, 80s, it's an older model. Maybe those handles and sleeves don't come off as easily as they did for me. So use your discretion to how hard you yank on those things before you call in the professionals. But as you can see, you pull those sleeves off. Next, we have that little brass nut that holds the shower stem in place. So I'm just simply removing that, and that's going to allow us to remove this brass stem that has a little washer on it that over the years, just by use, they get torn, they get worn down. That's what we're going to pull off and replace with a new one to keep our shower valve from leaking. Now we're also going to go ahead and replace this O-ring as well. Now, generally speaking, valve stems of this type have kind of two rubber parts. There's a rubber O-ring, which I'm about to take off right now, and then they have that little center washer. Now, if the O-ring goes bad, typically you'll see that kind of show up, that when you turn the handle on, you'll see water leaking from kind of like behind the handle area, or maybe running down the wall. If the washer is bad, if that gets worn out, typically you'll have what we had in this situation, which is a tub spout or maybe a shower head that's dripping. That's how you know that part has gone bad. So what you want to do is just simply take that brass screw out of the center, find the or have the replacement washer, put that screw back in. Now I will say it is always a good idea when you're at the hardware store to pick up a new a screw and replace that as well. I forgot to do that in this situation. You don't need to crank those washers down super tight. You just want to get them tight enough so that when you put the stem back into the shower body and you put that nut back on, that you won't have any issues. So that's what we're going to do in this situation here. Now, when we put that brass stem back in, we don't take our wrench and we tighten it down. Again, we don't have to go crazy hard on it. We want to make sure it's snug tight enough so that when we turn the shower handle on, it does not leak. To make sure that I got the correct washer and O-ring size, I took the stem with me to the hardware store to make sure of that. And as you can see, we've got the stem back in, adding the sleeve or putting the sleeve back on. Again, just hand tight is fine. And now we're putting the handle back on, and we're going to put the plastic part back on and put the screw in the center back on so that we can secure the handle back to the shower. Now, when I did this repair, I was at a friend's house. I didn't have my personal tools with me, so but as you can see, you don't need a ton of tools for this particular type of repair. As you can see, I used a Phillips screwdriver, have some type of wrench so that you can remove that valve stem nut right there. Flathead screwdriver, as well as maybe like a utility knife, is always helpful. So very simple repair when it comes to tools. Now we're going to do the same thing on the right hand side, the cold water side. We've got a bad washer on that side, so we're going to pull out that screw again and replace the washer there. And the O-ring, again, I would always advise replacing that brass screw. Now sometimes you may find that the stem itself is bad. Maybe the brass has corroded or it's damaged, and that's what's actually causing the tub to leak or to drip. You can take that entire stem with you to the hardware store and find something that matches. And once you do that, again, replace that brass stem in. You're going to put that nut back on, tighten it down snug with your wrench, and then you're going to proceed to put that sleeve back on and the handles right after that. Another little tip is to get a small little tube of what we call plumber's grease. Anytime you're using rubber O-rings or those washers, it's good to put just a little bit on there. Helps lubricate them, helps things to seat properly. You can find that at any hardware store. So now you're going to turn the water back on, check for leaks. Job well done. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. And in the comments, let me know what plumbing issue you'd like to tackle next.